So I was thinking, like, if the 18-year-old version of you could see who you are, how would they be? Like, would they be proud? Would they be confused? Would they be disappointed?
When you say see, how in depth am I seeing myself? Am I getting a snapshot?
What if they were able to like watch a whole movie of your life after, from 19 to now? Like, how would they feel?
I don't want to mess up the question, but I think that they would feel regret and embarrassment just based on lack of wisdom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, when I was 13, I wanted an indoor pool. You know what I'm saying? I always wanted an indoor pool. And I was thinking, if I didn't get it at 13, like, by the time I'm 45, it's like, damn, what you doing? But the older I got, it's like, there ain't that many people indoor pools.
Like, pools, a lot of people like, they be hot in the house.
Like, it ain't just like, you know what I'm saying, come a dime a dozen. So I think the younger you are with the less wisdom that you have, you probably would have a regretful perspective based on your lack of understanding of your own abilities within the world, or limit, or your own abilities along with possible limitations.
Yeah. So I'm thinking of it like in the course of a movie, right? I think it would go from like being real optimistic, and then it would get like really sad. Like, think of like how an 18-year-old is with their emotions and stuff like that. Especially like you projecting so much of like what life is gonna be for you.
You think you're grown, yeah.
You think like, okay, I'm finna do boom, 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 and this gonna happen, this gonna happen, this gonna happen, like, and then he'll watch the movie and he'll really start getting like sad and frustrated around that 26 and up, 26 to 33. You're gonna be a lot of confusion, like, what the fuck is happening? Like, how do we get here? Like, if I rewind back to scene 1 to scene 16 or whatever, he gonna kind of be like, what the fuck is happening? Like, this can't be where I'm finna go. Like, this can't be, bro, because there's been some moments, some shits over this from 18 to the last 19, 20 years.
Fuck some girls when I shouldn't have. I did a lot.
Put yourself in some position that you could never have imagined, like, whether it's friend-wise, relationship, financial. You just like, what the fuck? How, bro? Like, this wasn't the plan.
So I think the better way for me to answer the question was, would I like that character? I don't think I would like him, but I would respect him.
Yeah.
I would have to respect him, because like you said, there'd be a point where I would feel bad for him. It'd be a point where I would feel disappointed in him. But if he watched the whole movie, then he would have to put some respect on my name. Yeah. I would have to put some respect on my name.
That would be
I'm gonna have to put respect on my name before we even get toward the end. Like, it's gonna be a understanding of that respect by the time we get to the end. Because from 25 to 35, it happened a couple times. You know what I'm saying? So like, by the time I'm over 32, 33 years old, the person watching is gonna be like, this is the flow. Yeah. This is the flow. I respect him. Damn, I wish he had did this. Yeah. Damn, if he had just did this. But in some of them cases, it's gonna be like, damn, if he ain't do this, he wasn't gonna get that. Yeah. So damn, he did that.
There would be a lot of the early parts, definitely, especially like my college years. There would be a lot of like disappointment, empathy, and anger. Like that, those 4 years, there would be a lot of that, because especially coming out of high school, bro, my hopes for what was finna happen after this was just like, I was riding a high coming out of high school. Like, oh, this shit, we out of here. Like, finna knock these 4 years out, or however long it's gonna take. We going to the league. We gonna boom, boom. We gonna do this. He would have watched them 4 years, and it would have been like a roller coaster of emotions. Almost to the point like he would have like turned the shit off and been like, yo, I gotta change. I gotta do something. But then it would have been them years.
You better watch. You better keep watching.
Yeah, it would have been them years after college. But even the years after college, and he would have had to come to the realization like, okay, I'm gonna have to start over at some point in time. And then as they get older, as they start getting late 20s, early 30s, it's gonna be, that's when the rooting comes in. Like, okay, this nigga got some nuts on him. He persevering. Like,
so when is he the most proud of this character?
Probably, honestly, now. This would be the stage, because this is the result of the perseverance. Like, some of the moments where you knew a lot of other niggas would have probably caved and probably would have given up a long time ago. it's like, oh no, this nigga is really, he still is fighting.
You don't think he had seen that before now?
Nah, not at that age.
No, I'm saying before you are now, like 6-7 years ago. You don't think he had seen it, or he wouldn't have seen enough of it to be like to understand it?
I don't think he would have seen enough of it because the way that I moved and how I move now are two totally different. They were still like moving with like an immaturity and not fully embracing the position that I'm in now. Like fully embraced, not fully embraced. Like now, like you embrace where you at, cause you ain't got no choice. Embrace where you at. And if you want more,
you never did.
Huh?
You never had a choice.
That's the thing too. Like, but yeah, I wouldn't know that until now. You know what I'm saying? Like you never knew. You didn't have a choice, and so I think 6-7 years ago would have been like he probably would have been watching like, nigga, hey, this where you at, nigga. Just figure it out. Just keep going. You got to figure it out. Even at 18, like, nigga, you just got to figure it out. And at that point, it'd be like, I hope he figured it out. Now it's like, okay, I think he figured it out. He know what got to get done. And you just start looking at the family and all this stuff.
That's interesting. From 18 to 22, I lived a Frank Lucas lifestyle.
What you mean?
I was pretty well off for anybody. I wasn't selling drugs, but I was.
You should have said you was. That would have been the story. Would have been crazy.
Nah. But I was making $25 an hour in 2005.
And that's at 22?
No, 18,
That's
19.
a lot of money.
Yeah. I was from 23 to 25. So at 18, I was probably making $23 an hour in a small city where I didn't, you know what I'm saying?
Living low.
Yeah, cost of living low.
Yeah.
I just started to lose some weight. And I just started to figure out my romantic relationships with women. Like I've always had relationships with women. But so basically I was getting hoes, I was getting money.
Everything
I
man wants.
had ice.
Everything
you know what I'm saying? I had chains, I had diamond watches.
You could have died right there. Life would have been.
But at that time I thought, oh shit, this is how life is gonna be.
It's gonna be, yeah.
But then what happened was, this is actually a good movie. Not really. Only to the person watching. Only to me watching. But everything that I previously had was based on opportunities. And everything that I have now, or that I work towards now, is based on my abilities. So when I was making all that money and just living on just fucking hoes and just doing this and doing that, no part of me being a creator and my creation and what I was meant to do and how I was meant to help and save the world was in effect. Now, I used to go to the club with $1,000 in my pocket. What's Future say? Life is good. Yeah. I mean, it depends on which way you looking at life.
At 19, if you got $1,000 in your pocket at 19, and your living situation straight, you got a car, you got a girl too that you.
Nigga, now I have money in the bank. Nigga, now if I had $1,000 in my pocket now, ain't money in the bank. I used to walk out like, all right, boom, 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 boom. All right, just take a stack.
Yeah.
Like that was all right. But I wouldn't. Me personally, so I'm interested to see how the 18-year-old would feel after watching the movie. I wouldn't want to go back to that. I actually had the opportunity toward 30 to go back to that, which I elected not to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Based on, I think he'd be proud. I don't know, man. I don't know. No. He ain't got the wisdom to be proud. He disrespect me.
Yeah.
That's all. But he wouldn't.
And you know how people be like, I wouldn't change nothing. That nigga would be like, I changed this. Please don't do that.
Absolutely.
Hey, nigga, please stop that. Stop that, man. Nigga, like, no, please go back over here. Like, it would be a lot of that shit he could be nitpicking out. Especially once he watches the full movie. He can be like, nigga, if you would've just did this different, nigga, just shut the fuck up right here. Nigga, go over here. Like, he would have been, it wouldn't have been no, hey, I'm not changing anything, the journey. No, nigga, please, I don't want to be 37 and doing this and in this position. He like, nigga, for me, my nigga, please. Like he would have.
It depends on his interpretation of living and being alive.
Shit, like thinking at 18 though, and especially.
I mean, yeah. So at 18, he would have confused my lifestyle with living, but I was just being alive.
Yeah.
So the older I get, and the more I got to learn, experience, and live who I am, and because even if I had died at 22. Then they just said the regular shit in my family. He was cool. Yeah. He was funny, whatever. But my impact wouldn't have been as much because I wasn't putting who I was out into the world. For one, maybe it was a trust thing.
Yeah.
I didn't trust myself. I didn't know. Like, I didn't know I was
That's the
smart
biggest thing,
until
too.
college. My parents didn't know I was in college until I told them when I was graduating.
Yeah.
So, like, I put myself to college. And none of my teachers thought I was smart. Until I got to college, I didn't realize that I didn't like school, but I like learning.
Yeah.
And I learned that in college, like, damn. And I was like a teacher's pet in college. Like, not like I wouldn't tell nobody nothing like that, but like, I would ask the most questions. Like, that was
I'm coming
college,
in after class is over
I
with.
ain't doing all that, but
Shit.
college was the first time that I realized. College was the first time that I realized that I was able to see somebody else, an authoritative figure, since I was real young, but authoritative figure look at me and see intelligence.
It's rare that I got that, because in college, I never felt like none of the teachers were inspirational.
You went to a bigger college than I did, though.
Everybody I looked at, I was like, there are outside influences doing the thing that you're doing that influence me way more than you.
I found relatability in a couple ways. One, them being people and not being authoritative figures. And then two, making them challenge themselves to what they are saying.
See, I got pushback every time I challenged a teacher.
Well,
Like,
in high school, I got pushback. But when college,
No, that's the crazy part. High school, I didn't.
But because in high school, nobody likes the funny, witty. No authoritative figure likes the funny, witty guy. Because I can ask a question and it can be funny, but it can really be a question, but you might not like how it is.
Yeah.
And I'm a kid to you.
Yeah.
So I got kicked out of school for saying that I don't ever think it'd be a black president to a black teacher. You can't kick me out for that.
Yeah.
But you didn't like the way I said it, for one, because it was a bold thing to say, me being black, and then you didn't like the way I articulated it.
See, and it's crazy. So, like, in high school, my what was my government teacher? I think it was her U.S. government teacher. And she was like super cool, and she was like funny and stuff. But she was also like, people knew not to fuck with her, because she was like, she was one of the people who was in education for like 30, 40 years. Like, she cared about education. She's like, we can play all I want, but I'm gonna challenge you. She was one of the ones that, like, you gonna be better before you leave out of here. This is a white lady. You gonna be better. I couldn't say like this many times.
Right.
She'd be like, stop that. Stop saying and. Stop saying Like, she taught us how to do that. But it's crazy, when I got to school, it was hard to find teachers that challenged. Like, it was more so, and I don't know if it was because I went to an HBCU, a lot of black teachers I had, it was almost like you was challenging their authority if you went against whatever they were teaching, or if you thought differently than what the perspective they were trying to share. I had like a creative writing teacher. She was the only one that let us do what we do, and she was like, you thought about being an author? The only one that would looked at you and was like, I think you could be something else. And she reminded me of the teacher in high school. That was the only time. But outside of that, school was just like, nah,
for me, it wasn't as verbal. Like, I had my science teacher, maybe my freshman year. The things that he would allow me to do, I know he only allowed me to do because I was smart. Every day, his last name was Wade. Every day when he walked in, I would say, from the moment he walked in until he got to his desk, Wade. Every single class, bro. But it took me a few times. Once he started joking back on me, he realized I was smart. He was finding enjoyment in it, and it wasn't disrupting the class, because whatever question that I had would be a valid question. Hold on for a second. Hold on. Like and subscribe to this video. I'm gonna be telling people you still be playing R. Kelly.